2023 saw a lot of success from the backup quarterbacks when their starting counterparts went down with injuries. Other star quarterbacks like Lamar Jackson, Brock Purdy, and Patrick Mahomes had strong seasons as expected. However, other quarterbacks struggled and need to find a new home for the upcoming 2024 regular season. So with that, here are the final grades for all 32 NFL teams' quarterbacks. Arizona Cardinals, Kyler Murray, C-. Despite playing in only 8 games, Kyler Murray did everything he could to help the Cardinals stay afloat. The Cardinals need to supply Murray with more talented wide receivers and tight ends via free agency and the NFL draft if they want to turn their luck around for a better 2024 season. Atlanta Falcons, Desmond Ridder, D. Desmond Ridder has had a very hit-or-miss season all year long. Ridder played decently in some games, but threw too many interceptions in other games, and was benched for Taylor Heineke a couple of times into the 2023 season. It makes sense for Ridder to become a backup quarterback for a playoff-caliber championship contender, so he can continue to develop his game. If that does not happen, and the Falcons stick with him, well, they're gonna have a rough 2024. Baltimore Ravens, Lamar Jackson, A-. Lamar Jackson had an MVP-like season and looked incredible on the field. Jackson threw 24 touchdowns against 7 interceptions in the regular season. Jackson also led the Ravens in rushing with 821 yards on the ground. Jackson is clearly on a mission to try and win a Super Bowl and hoist the Lombardi Trophy. Opposing defenses definitely need to watch out. Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen, C+. Josh Allen had another solid 2023 season under his belt. Allen threw 29 touchdowns against 18 interceptions and was a great runner with 15 rushing touchdowns and 524 yards. Despite the 18 interceptions, Allen is still one great quarterback looking to circle the wagon with a strong playoff run. Carolina Panthers, Bryce Young, F. It was a pretty rough season for Bryce Young as he struggled to do almost anything for the Panthers. Young had no offensive line protection and no Pro Bowl-like talent to work with. The Panthers need to sign and draft strong Pro Bowl-like wide receivers and tight ends for Young to work with for a much better 2024. Chicago Bears, Justin Fields, D+. It was a tough season for Justin Fields as he tried to improve his performance and dealt with nagging injuries. Fields threw 16 touchdowns against 9 interceptions, led the Bears' rushing attack with 657 yards on the ground, and scored 4 rushing touchdowns. Fields can be a good quarterback if he has a true winning roster around him. Cincinnati Bengals, Jake Browning, C+. Jake Browning was thrust into the starting lineup after Joe Burrow's season ended with wrist surgery. Browning played well and was 4-3 during his time on the field, but just couldn't get the Bengals past divisional opponents until Week 18 when the Bengals defeated the Cleveland Browns 31-14. Once Burrow returns fully healthy in 2024, Browning will resume backup duties, unless something drastic happens during the offseason. Cleveland Browns, Joe Flacco, B+. The Browns' quarterback situation looked very bleak with poor play from Deshaun Watson and P.J. Walker. However, once Watson went down with season-ending shoulder surgery, the Browns signed Joe Flacco, who looked absolutely incredible. Flacco led the team with 1,616 passing yards and had a 4-1 record as a starter, and he helped the Browns secure a playoff spot for the first time since the 2020 season. The Browns probably should bring Flacco back for the 2024 season, or some other team might want to sign him and try to replicate what the Browns did this past season. Dallas Cowboys, Dak Prescott, B+. Dak Prescott had a great 2023 season with 4,516 passing yards, 36 touchdowns against just 9 interceptions, and he led the Cowboys to first place in the NFC East. The only thing missing from Prescott's already impressive resume are more playoff wins. However, with offensive talent around Prescott like CeeDee Lamb, Tony Pollard, Brandon Cooks, and Jake Ferguson, Prescott might be able to get over that hump in 2024. Denver Broncos, Russell Wilson, D+. Russell Wilson had a slightly better 2023 season than he did in 2022, but disagreements between Wilson and head coach Sean Payton muddied the water. Wilson did throw 26 touchdowns against 9 interceptions, so if the Broncos do part ways with Wilson in 2024, they're going to need to find a quarterback as soon as possible. Detroit Lions, Jared Goff, B+. Jared Goff had an excellent 2023 season in Detroit as he helped the Lions capture the NFC North crown and their first playoff at home since 1994. Goff had 4,575 passing yards and threw 30 touchdowns against 12 interceptions. As well, he had excellent chemistry with David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and Sam Laporta respectively. Goff is ready to lead this team, not just in the playoffs, but for years to come. Winning football games is officially back in the Motor City. Green Bay Packers, Jordan Love, B. Jordan Love had a lot of expectations for the 2023 season, and he did everything he could to live up to what Aaron Rodgers had left behind. Love helped the Packers earn second place in the NFC North, as well as a return to the playoffs for the first time since 2021. Love threw 32 touchdowns against 11 interceptions. He's going to continue to improve and help the Packers return to championship glory for the 2024 season and beyond. Houston Texans, C.J. Stroud, B+. C.J. Stroud had an outstanding rookie season, as the young phenom led the team to a surprise AFC South championship and a playoff berth in year one. Stroud threw 23 touchdowns against 5 interceptions as he continues to improve and turn the Texans into the next winning franchise. Indianapolis Colts, Gardner Minshew, C+. With Anthony Richardson recovering from shoulder surgery, Gardner Minshew did an outstanding job filling in for the rookie star quarterback. Minshew threw 15 touchdowns against 9 interceptions. Even though Minshew is set to become a free agent in the 2024 offseason, any quarterback-needy team really needs to sign Minshew to a good deal. Honestly, the Colts should consider bringing Minshew back so he can continue mentoring and backing up Richardson for 2024 and beyond. Jacksonville Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence, C-. Trevor Lawrence had a pretty decent season, but dealt with a sprained ankle late in the season. Lawrence threw 21 touchdowns against 14 interceptions, but needs to improve a bit more, as the Indianapolis Colts and Houston Texans are both coming up on the rise in a very competitive AFC South. Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, B-. Patrick Mahomes had another great season despite having a tough time with his wide receivers, outside of Travis Kelce. Mahomes threw 27 touchdowns against 14 interceptions and earned a nod to the Pro Bowl. All Mahomes needs in 2024 are more talented Pro Bowl-like wide receivers to work with, and if he gets that, well, he's going to continue being unstoppable. Las Vegas Raiders, Aiden O'Connell, C-. Aiden O'Connell may be a backup, but he did fairly well under Antonio Pierce's leadership, although the Raiders did not make the playoffs. O'Connell threw 12 touchdowns against 7 interceptions and scored a rushing touchdown. So the Raiders might find a new quarterback to work with due to Jimmy Garoppolo not working out, but they really should keep O'Connell in the lineup. Los Angeles Chargers, Justin Herbert, C. Justin Herbert had a pretty good season for the Chargers, but season-ending thumb surgery sidelined him as Easton Stick took over to finish the season. Herbert threw 20 touchdowns against 7 interceptions and scored 3 rushing touchdowns. Herbert and the Chargers now need a new head coach, and hopefully whoever they get won't squander Herbert's wonderful talents. Los Angeles Rams, Matthew Stafford, B. Matthew Stafford played a lot better in the 2023 season, leaving most of his 2022 injuries behind him. Stafford threw 24 touchdowns against 11 interceptions and had an excellent time working with Kyren Williams and Puka Nacua, who both broke numerous rookie records. Stafford will be back in LA for 2024 as the Rams look to get better from here on out. Miami Dolphins, Tua Tagovailoa, B. Tua Tagovailoa had a great season, earning his first Pro Bowl nod and throwing for 29 touchdowns against 14 interceptions. Tagovailoa also led the league in passing yards with 4,624 and became the first Dolphins quarterback to do so since Dan Marino back in 1992. Honestly, it's only up from here, as this team is gonna just keep looking to build on the success from 2023. Minnesota Vikings, Kirk Cousins, C-. Kirk Cousins was playing well in the 2023 season before he tore his Achilles. The Vikings had a quarterback carousel between Joshua Dobbs and Nick Mullins as the team tried to stay afloat in the NFC North. Cousins is set to become a free agent in 2024. The team needs to either bring him back or find someone via free agency, or even possibly the 2024 draft. New England Patriots, Bailey Zappi, D-. Bailey Zappi and Mac Jones did not have good seasons with the Patriots. Both Jones and Zappi threw more interceptions than touchdowns. It's likely that Jones is not going to be coming back to Foxborough. Zappi, on the other hand, might have some success with the Patriots moving forward if new head coach Jared Mayo provides Zappi with the tools he needs to be a franchise quarterback moving forward. New Orleans Saints, Derek Carr, C+. Derek Carr's 2023 season in New Orleans was a mixed bag as he dealt with nagging shoulder injuries. He did throw 25 touchdowns against 8 interceptions, while the Saints also gave Jameis Winston and Taysom Hill some solid playing time. Winston is set to become a free agent in 2024 and may not come back to be a Saint. Hill is a great backup quarterback, but the Saints are going to need somebody else if anything serious happens to Carr in 2024. New York Giants, Tyrod Taylor, D+. When Daniel Jones went down with a torn ACL, the Giants saw quite a quarterback carousel with Tyrod Taylor and Tommy DeVito filling in when Taylor was hurt. However, when Jones does return, the Giants really need to fix their offensive line. If they don't, well, they're not going to find too much more success in 2024. New York Jets, Zach Wilson, D. It was quite a tough season for Wilson, who did everything he could to keep the Jets afloat, as Aaron Rodgers recovered from his Achilles surgery. Wilson threw 8 touchdowns against 7 interceptions on the season, as his time in New York is likely done after this season when Rodgers comes back in 2024. The Jets should probably keep Wilson around for one more season as a backup to Rodgers, but also need to think about the future for when Rodgers retires. They could potentially draft his successor, similar to what the Green Bay Packers did with Jordan Love. Philadelphia Eagles, Jalen Hurts, C+. Jalen Hurts started the 2023 season very strong, but the Eagles' offense struggled in the latter half of the season and didn't win the NFC East. Hurts did throw 23 touchdowns against 15 interceptions and scored 15 rushing touchdowns. Hurts will likely have a stronger 2024 season as he tries to bring back the NFC East crown to the city of brotherly love. Pittsburgh Steelers, Kenny Pickett, C+. Kenny Pickett's season was a mixed bag as he battled an ankle sprain that sidelined him for a couple of weeks during the last stretch of the regular season. Mitch Trubisky and Mason Rudolph took the backup roles as Rudolph helped the team punch their ticket to a wildcard spot in the very end. Rudolph is set to become a free agent in 2024, and the team will likely try to find another suitable backup to help Pickett out when he returns to the starting duty next season. San Francisco 49ers, Brock Purdy, A-. Brock Purdy is no longer Mr. Irrelevant, as he has brought relevancy back to the 49ers by securing the #1 seed to the NFC playoffs. Purdy threw 31 touchdowns against 11 interceptions. He was also named to his first of hopefully many Pro Bowls. Next big thing Purdy needs is a Super Bowl championship. You know, just that little extra to add to his already impressive resume. Seattle Seahawks, Geno Smith, C+. Geno Smith continued to play well in the Pacific Northwest, but he wasn't named to the Pro Bowl like he was in 2022. Smith threw 20 touchdowns against 9 interceptions and scored a rushing touchdown. Smith will probably be back for the 2024 season as he looks to continue playing well and lead the team to a potential playoff berth. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Baker Mayfield, B-. Mayfield had a great 2023 season as he truly felt at home with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He helped the team win the NFC South and reach the playoffs. He threw for 28 touchdowns against 10 interceptions and scored a rushing touchdown. He's rebounded from his disastrous 2022 season after his stops with the Carolina Panthers and Los Angeles Rams. Mayfield is currently set to become a free agent, and it's not known whether the Buccaneers will actually bring him back for 2024. Tennessee Titans, Will Levis, D+. After Ryan Tannehill broke his foot in the team's Week 6 matchup with the Baltimore Ravens, Will Levis took the helm and did whatever he could to salvage the season. Levis threw 8 touchdowns against 4 interceptions as the team looks to move forward with him. Tannehill is set to become a free agent in 2024, and it's unlikely that the Titans are bringing him back. They need to fix the offensive line for Levis so he can make strong plays with the offensive talent that's around him. Washington Commanders, Sam Howell, F. Sam Howell had a disastrous season in Washington. He is just not the answer at quarterback for the team moving forward. Howell threw 21 touchdowns against 21 interceptions as everything fell apart around the young signal caller. The Commanders need to find a new quarterback via free agency or the 2024 draft and move Howell to backup duties moving forward. But how did your favorite team's quarterback fare this season? Do you agree with our grades? Let us know in the comment section below. If you like this video and learned a thing or two, clicking the like button helps out a ton. And hey, we appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to TPS though, subscribing is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching and we'll see you guys next time.